What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Transformers video review. I'm Edward the Collector, and today we are going to be taking a look at Transformers Legacy United Commander Class Magmatron. Now, you're probably wondering, why is there 3 figures here? Well, it's technically 1 figure. So, basically, I'm just going to give the quick explanation. These 3 dinosaurs merge into one later on and become one giant robot, which is Magmatron. So, I don't know much about the character. I haven't even seen, like, the show. It's from, like, Beast Wars Neo, I'm pretty sure. It's either Beast Wars Neo or Beast Wars 2. I just thought he looked cool. So, here he is in his multiple alt modes, which is probably going to get all these wrong, but it's, Seasaurus, Skysaurus, and a dinosaur. I don't remember the names either, but I'm pretty sure it's Seasaurus, Skysaurus, and Landsaurus, maybe? But I do know that's a Giganotosaurus, probably a pterodactyl, and I don't know the sea dinosaurs very much at all. So, but we can take a look at them individually. So, first, let's take a look at the purple one first, because that has like the least amount of stuff going on, I think. So, setting these guys off to the side, we'll take a look at this later. Here is, they don't have names, it's kind of just like the dinosaurs. Here's purple dinosaur, red dinosaur, green dinosaur. So here's the purple one. He turns into a Giganotosaurus, which is basically just a big T-Rex. It looks pretty cool. Very reminiscent of Beast Wars Megatron. Other than the white stripe going down. But as you can see, there is some cool detailing. It's very, scales throughout. Nice molding. There is some robot parts, as you can see, down on the bottom. But from the front and from certain angles, it looks good. This part is weird and kind of bad looking, but could be worse, honestly. And again, not much articulation. That's why I did him first, because it'll be quick. But there's little ball joints at the little arms at the shoulders. A hinge at the neck, so you can look side to side. There's a up and down, so you can look up that far and look down that far. And then the mouth has nothing. Pretty much nothing, because it literally just opens that far. So pretty much nothing there. And then the tail, of course, can move around a little bit. And then the legs are just the robot mode legs, and that just took everything apart. So there's some articulation there, but it reveals all the insides, so I don't really like moving him. He's pretty much stationary. But there is some knee joints as well, some bending at the ankles, and an ankle tilt. So a little bit of articulation, but nothing crazy. So he looks cool though. I like the way he looks. There's just not much going on with him. So the paint is nice. It's like, I think it's all paint. I don't know. It might be plastic. I think it's plastic mostly. But the molding looks cool. It looks, very dinosaur-like. The white stripe going down looks pretty cool. So yeah, that's him. That's a purple dinosaur. I know, I'm a fake fan for not remembering all the names. Sorry about that. Second is the pterodactyl, or Skysaurus, I'm pretty sure. He looks pretty cool. I like him a lot. He's kind of funny looking too, just because very long neck and then very kind of short legs. But he looks pretty cool. I like the red and pink. I think that looks pretty cool. The red and gold looks nice. Again, some nice detailing in there. Very reptilian-like. Kind of scaly almost. Looks cool. The pink, it's cool. This is actually like all soft plastic, so it's like kind of bendy. So that's pretty cool. Articulation in this mode, there actually is quite a bit. There's a ball joint at the neck, a hinge right there, opening mouth, can open very far, very, very far. Quite a contrast to the last one. Ball joint to the little hands, so you can move those around a little bit. There's a hinge at this part of the wing, a hinge right there, and an in and out, and then a swivel at the wings. So quite a bit going on there. And you, as you see in there, actually, I don't know if you can see that. Hold on. There is a Predacon symbol inside there. Kind of hard to see because of the light I have, but it's like a little clear plastic piece, and there's a Predacon symbol molded inside. Looks pretty cool. And then there's a ball joint at the hip, and then a couple hinges throughout the leg. So quite a bit of articulation there. So you can get some cool poses, some cool flight poses. Looks pretty nice. So very articulated flying dinosaur. I like that a lot. That's pretty cool. And then you can have him standing right there too. So yeah, that's Skysaurus. Detailing's nice. I like the paint. I like the articulation. Looks pretty cool. And then finally, we have Seasaurus, who is a green Loch Ness monster. I forget the name of this dinosaur in real life, but he looks very cool, very solid too. As you can see, he's just very solid. So quite a bit of articulation here though. There's a hinge at the back fins on both sides. There's a hinge right there at the front fin, and then a ball joint as well, so you can get some movement there. Make it look like he's gliding or going through the water. And then for this part, my gosh, there's a swivel at the base, a hinge at the base, a swivel right there, a swivel at the, that's not even the midsection, that's just like the neck section of the neck, then another hinge, then another swivel, then another swivel, and another hinge, and a swivel, and a swivel, and a hinge, and more. And then there's finally a hinge at the top of the neck, and then an opening mouth. So it's just, there is a lot you can do with it. Yeah. There's so much articulation in the neck. It's kind of incredible. It's really cool. So you can get some very nice poses out of the neck. You can make him look aggressive, you know. Very nice. It's very cool. I think that, I don't actually remember if that is more or less articulation in the original one, because there was an original Magmatron figure way back in the day, in like the 90s or 2000s, whenever the show and figure came out, but I don't know. I can't remember if that had more or less articulation, but this one has a lot, so it's very nice to see. So, yeah, that's about it for all the dinosaurs separately. So let's get them one last group shot of all three of them separately, if they'll stand. I do wish his mouth could open more. That's really very disappointing to me, because the last T-Rex figure we had was the Kingdom Megatron mold. That one had a pretty good articulation in the mouth, so I don't know. It's disappointing. But there they are, all three of them together. And now, you probably thought we were going to go to robot mode, didn't you? Well, you'd be wrong. This guy has a second mode, I guess third mode, or would it be the fifth mode? Because there's 3 alt modes, 1 robot mode, then this next, I don't know. Anyway, he has I think it's called the Magmasaurus mode, and that's basically just mashing these 3 dinosaurs together. So, I will be following the instructions. So, first of all, get everyone else out of the way, and then we're going to focus on the green one. First of all, you're going to want to just take them apart, pretty much. Lift up this part, like that. Lift up the tail, and then fold that down, and then separate them. Like that. Just split them in half. And then for this part, you're going to want to keep that folded up, and then fold the fins out like that, and fold them around. And then you're going to want to fold down this part like that. And then fold up that gray part, and like so. And then that's that part. That's how it should look. As you can see, put that off to the side. Now, for this part, the top half of the dinosaur, I think this is the top half. Yeah, it is. Straighten out the neck, like so. You don't really have to do that. It's just, makes it look nice. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to bring them down, flip it over, and then fold out this part, like so. And then fold around the, hold on. Kind of want to bend it so you can fold around the arm assembly, like that, like so. And fold, push in. And then you're going to want to separate the arms like so, like that. You can see, arms are separated. And then fold them out. And then fold this one around, like so. And then fold around the hands. As you can see, fold around the hands. And then open up the fingers, like so. And then bend them so they're at a position where they can be the feet, because these are actually going to be the feet for the big evil Magmasaurus mode. And then bring this section down like that. And there you have that part. Then you're going to want to fold that up, or take that down, and fold these parts out, the gray parts, like so. And then fold up this gray part right there. And plug in the gray pieces we folded out just a second ago from right here. These gray parts fold in and plug into the legs, like so. So there we go. There is the first part of this wretched beast. Pretty much, that's how it's going to go. I think these are going to be angled at a certain point, so I'm just going to pre-angle those. Yeah, it's rough, and it's going to get worse, so set that off to the side. Then, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to bring back the purple one, fold up this part, and then it plugs in like that, clamps to the back of the tail and the front of the tail, the butt, right in there. And then you want to fold out these green parts, and then they will be at an angle, and then you plug them into the back of the tail, like this. Same on the other side, very hard to see. There's a hole right there, that's a screw hole. It's that one right there. There's a plug right there, and then you just push that onto into the hole, like so. And now it should be clamped together, and it shouldn't move at all. And then you take the green part, the top of, or the bottom, yes, the bottom of the green dinosaur, and put it on the top. Make sure that this clamp piece is folded out, because it will tab on or plug into the back of the tail. There's a hole in the back of the tail, and tabs right here on both sides, and holes right there. And so this part, very annoying, because everything just has to line up perfectly. And there's even tab holes right there, tabs right there. And so pretty much just have to line everything up perfectly and hope for the best. So there we go. Make sure everything's tabbed together. And then finally flip up the head, which becomes a tail, which is kind of scary, honestly. Very freaky looking. So there's this, that. And then finally, For the little red dinosaur, you fold back his wings like this. Push this guy over here. And then fold back his head. Fold down his feet, like so. And then you just plug him onto the back. Simple as that. Sorry, I'm just looking at the instructions, making sure I'm doing everything right. Because I don't use this mode. I don't transform this mode. So I just, I don't have much, good memory about this mode at all. So I'm kind of learning as I'm going, in all honesty. How does he go on? Hold on. And there we go. So his tail, the red tail, plugs into the gray part, the waist of the purple dinosaur. His neck plugs back here, like that. And this is so scary looking. This is just terrible. And then this flap plugs into the belly, pretty much. Like that. And oh my gosh, it is so rough looking. Now, after a long, treacherous journey of plugging stuff together and mangling dinosaurs, we have the Magmasaurus mode, which is just one of the worst things possibly ever. And I would like to apologize for this, fumbling around, because like I said, I don't mess with this mode and I pretend this mode doesn't really exist because I don't like it. So I really just completely forgot how to put everything together. But wasn't it worth it, guys? Wasn't this so worth it? I really do not like this mode at all. But I will say, very gnarly, very freaky looking. It definitely gets the job done of being a intimidating villain mode. So honestly, I think it looks cool. I think it's very, like I said, it's gnarly. It's very just, wow, I can't believe this thing exists. So I'll give it that, but I don't like it overall. I think it's rough. Anyway, for the mode I like more, that is also basically just an amalgamation of dinosaur parts, the robot mode, which shouldn't take too long. I mean, it's going to take a little bit of time because it's, a lot of stuff going on, but I actually somewhat, actually remember how to do that. So first, you just want to take everything apart. You just want to take him off the back. You want to take this part off as well. Oh, untab that. Take this off. Unplug the green side parts. Like that. Take that off. And then just have everything everywhere. And then I'm going to raise the camera some more because it gets big. So first, just take off the sword, the tip of the sword from the back. It is soft rubber, so you can bend it a little bit, but I don't suggest bending it too much because it can get stuck and look weird. But I like that weapon storage a lot. I wish more dinosaur figures would have swords like that because that's really cool. I really like the blade of the sword being in the tail. That's cool. Put that off to the side. And since he's the legs, I'm doing him first. And then you come down here, detach that, and then come to the back and detach it like so. And then fold that down and then fold up that part like so. And then fold in these purple pieces and then collapse it like so. And there you have the base of their hilt, the hilt of the sword, and then just plug in that piece. And there we have his first weapon. His second weapon is literally just this. That is actually just transformed perfectly, so put that off the side. It's a shield. And there's weapons off to the side. Can't see them, but they're there. Now for this part, which is the legs, you basically just want to straighten them out, bring them down like that. See on the other side. Push back the tail so there's actually room. And then straighten out the foot like that. Push down this part and then fold it down and it plugs into the heel like that. And then this part comes down and plugs in like hydraulics. Looks nice. Makes it one piece. And then you fold out this part on the heel and then fold out the heel even more. And then fold up these two parts under the foot for more spiky mechanical detailing. And there we have one leg. Very cool. Second part, same as the first part. You want to bring that down and then bring that down as well and plug it together. Flip out the heel and then flip out the heel again because it's a two-part system. And then fold up these little toe things. And there we have legs. Now, for this part, you want to fold it to that side. Actually, I don't remember. I'm just going to work on the top first. Unfold these dinosaur side pieces like that. I remember now. Fold up this purple part and then bring it up and then make sure those pieces are slid down like that because they're going to be hip skirts. Fold it to the side like that. Like that. Split the green pieces. And then, as you can see right there, some plugs. And there's holes on the back. And they fold around and tab together. And then you fold down that piece as well. So it fills in the gap a little. And there we have, and then that, of course, collapses more. Wasteful. There we have the first half of Magmatron. Can't really see much, but, you know, there it is. Second half is pretty complicated as well. First, you want to untab these parts, and then fold them in. Make sure that's down, fold them in. Fold back those parts, and then that will be down like that. And then fold those back in because we don't need those anymore. It's the side parts that were plugged into the tail. Then bring down everything and it folds up like this. And then this part plugs into that part by these tabs that we used earlier, just in a different way, like so. They don't really like tab together that well, but once it's fully completed, it should be fine. And then just straighten out the arms and hands and everything, like so. And then this part, there is probably a specific way, but I just bend the neck until it does what I want it to, pretty much. Because there is a plug right there on the shoulder and right there, and it just tabs in and it becomes like a little scarf thing. And there's the top half. And that is done. This is the arm assembly. And then finally there is this part, which is the head, which is pretty cool. It's actually like a separate being for the head. It's pretty cool. Basically just flip up the feet a little bit like that. And then fold down the head assembly and then fold up the beak like that. And then we're going to put the head assembly on. It basically just slides right on. And then the beak comes down and plugs into the stomach area. The feet plug into the chest assembly. And there's almost finished Magmatron. Looks pretty cool. And then for the arm assembly, this is a very difficult part. Whole figure is actually kind of annoying, especially to do on camera. So again, I would like to apologize for the, I guess, unprofessionalness. It's kind of just been me messing around, really. But once you get it in hand and mess with it, it's fairly easy, you know. Then what you're going to do, there's some tab holes in this green part, and then some tabs on the shoulder part that you're going to be able to see, and then those just slide together and click. And the head assembly also has some tabs which tab into the back of the arm assembly, and once everything is tabbed together, it stays together very nicely. And so, after all that hard work, here he is in his glory. Transformers Legacy United, Magmatron. And I must say, the design is not for everyone, but I really like it. I think it looks super cool. It's very menacing, it's very freaky. Like, really, it is just like, wow. There's a lot going on there. Just alone in the torso, there is 3 heads. There's the head right there, and a head on the shoulder. It is just, wow. An amalgamation of monsters and dinosaurs. It's kind of awesome. So, you can mess with these wings however you want. I like to have them a little bit out, like kind of horns, I guess. Then for the accessories, the shield, it goes on this arm. It just plugs right on. Like that. And then you can have it spun around. And then the sword, same thing, just simple, plugged in. And there we go. That looks super cool. I really like the design of the sword. I wish it was a harder plastic, but I get why it's soft plastic. It's just kind of, it bends weirdly. But the design is very cool, very spiky. Overall, the design is crazy. I like it a lot, in all honesty. I thought it was cool looking online, so I decided I would get it in person. Didn't know if I was going to like it that much, but I do like it a lot. So, for articulation, there is quite a bit. So, there's a swivel at the head. It's kind of hindered by just everything. So, a little bit of movement there. And then on both shoulders, there's a ratchet joint. And then a up and down, a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, so you get some opposability out of that. Wrist swivel. What you saw earlier was the fingers being able to move. So there's some movement there, and then also up and down, but that's also for transformation. Like that. So, and then a waist swivel that's also very hindered just because there's so much going on. There's just a lot of kibble. But a slight waist swivel so you can get some posability out of it. And then leg movement, forward that far, back that far, not very. And then in and out. And then you can move the hip skirts around, of course. So those hands plug in. I don't know why they got unplugged. He has a hip swivel, a knee bend, and an ankle pivot. So, quite a bit of articulation. And also, my gosh, look at just the back. There's so much on the back. There's the tail, this chunk, the wings. It is a lot. There's just so much happening and going on with this guy. It's rough, really. But I can't say I don't like it. I like it a lot. I really do. Very complex. There's, again, a lot going on. The Magmasaurus mode is pointless, but I get why it's there. But wow, it's big too. It's very large. Here is a leader class, or somewhat leader class figure, Galaxy Upgrade Optimus next to him. So, a very large guy. He is Commander class, so obviously he would naturally be large. And then, of course, for his last accessory, he has this purple blast effect, which is very cool. And that is actually advertised on the box as going, like, in here. That's cool. It's something you can do. But it can be used for everything else, too, as well. Or everything else as well is just a blast effect. So there's, like, the little hole inside, and it's a peg, so you can just go in any hole, basically. So, overall, I think the figure is very cool, very awesome. If you like Beast Wars stuff, definitely get it. If you don't get it. It's definitely not for everyone. But I'm not that much of a Beast Wars guy. I've only really watched Prime, G1, and Animated and stuff like that. So, didn't really expect to like it all that much, but I truly was blown away, really, because it's just super cool. It's big, heavy, looks awesome. I'm going to go back a little bit further, too, so you can get more view of him, because the tail really just pushes him forward. But wow, he's very cool in my opinion. So if you're just a Transformers fan and you like weird stuff, definitely go for it. If you are specifically like more jets, trucks, cars, don't get him. Beast Wars fan, get him. It really is just up to you. I'm, not really here to persuade, but in my opinion, I like him a lot. So, yeah. And again, I would like to say thank you so much for watching. I don't know if you can see that, but a hair just flew past the screen. Apologies for the just kind of the mess ups, really, just because of how the amount of stuff going on. It was pretty hard to explain, pretty hard to do, especially on camera. So thank you for sitting through it. If you did sit through it, if you didn't, I get it, and you're not even listening to this right now. But again, if you sat through it, thank you so much. My other reviews are not as rough as this. So thank you for watching, even though it was a long one. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to comment your thoughts and subscribe for more Transformers content. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video.